There once was a guy, you know, and he said, what the Sigma? What the Sigmund? Hello everyone, welcome to the Dilluvian. It's okay, I'm gonna give you the Hawk tour. I'm going insane, I have a fucking headache, I shouldn't be doing Dilluvian. But you know what? Hey, the Dilluvian isn't gonna do itself, right? So we have to do it. Welcome everyone to... the mill, it's the mill, it's the thing. This was supposed to be, well, supposed to be Seraph Soul, you know, Skipper's build. But, I fat-fingered 45 intelligence pressure rhyme, and I don't think that build even goes intelligence, so I just made a new one. You know, I just made a different build, you know. Is it better than Seraph Soul? No idea, I would need to proc that build to tell you. But what I can tell you is that it's better than most Silent Heart builds, since Silent Heart now is literally a nerf. You might be asking, well, how can it be a nerf if, well, it's an oath like many others, and you know, it gives you 10. It gives you 10 health, you know, it's 10 health. How can 10 health be a nerf? Well, with Silent Heart, you cannot, like, roll cancel. Like, you can't do what I just said, because what I just did, I mean... because the game just won't like it, and it will force you to like a really homosexual jump. Hey, and nothing wrong with the jump being homosexual. It's just that I don't need the jump. I don't need the jump in the Dilluvian, because it will literally kill any DPS that you might have had going forward. Also, today I will release this video on this build, and tomorrow I will probably release it on the other build that I did. You know, the one with the troll face. This one is the Matrix Neo. You gotta live the Matrix. Neo, stop killing the innocents. The Balkans do not deserve that yet. So today I will be posting this video, and tomorrow I will be posting the video on that build. Maybe. Listen, I don't confirm things, because I might just not want to post it. I might just look at the build and I'm like, yeah. Take your Dilluvians for another day. Also, this build is much better than I thought it was gonna be, since M1 builds are kind of not good right now. The better one is probably Skipper's Dragon King V2.1, just due to the fact that that's just raw damage. It's just more raw damage. But I haven't tested it since, you know, they nerfed it. They, you know, killed Silent Heart and shot its corpse with weapons. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I used to really like that build, in fact, because before I switched to Gale, I tested out, you know, I was testing Silent Heart, and with crazy slots, it could get 16-minute times, but, you know, 16 minutes isn't 15, which was what I was trying to beat at the time. I love moves that, you know, I love moves that, you know, just throw my character away from things. Yeah, exactly like that. Especially when the mobs just randomly jump after me, because, you know, that Enforcer was posture broke, but God himself decreed so that, you know, he would hit me there, or at least try to. Also, this is a wild battle axe, or, you know, wild Evan Spear. Evan Spear is probably the best one. You know, you can go Enforcer's Axe, and there are certain waves in which it is much better to go an Enforcer's Axe, mainly the humanoid ones, because you really need that crit if you wanna be someone in the life. but you still keep the wild. Because the way wild works, at least I'm pretty sure it works that way, is that instead of your attack, attacking normally, it instead just, just sends just tells, oh yeah, you hit something. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and make the enemy you hit explode and deal damage in an area. Oh, you didn't mean to do that? Oh, but that's what a wild does. I need me some oh, that's nice. I need me some chests. Because you might be wondering why I'm using Sacred Field. Chat, I'm not as rich as I used to be, okay? I used to do like 7 or 8 Dilluvians per day when I was trying to beat the 15-minute record, the one set by the Silent Heart. But now that, no one has beaten my record, yet my new one at least, I kind of haven't done many Dilluvians. The only ones I do, it's the ones, right now. I do 1 to test the build. I do like 2 or 3 to really get a feel for how the build, works. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's shit, if it's good, if it's, if it's good, if it's a good build, You feel me? But it's important that the build is good. Or at least to me it is. And also there's a clear problem with M1s, which is they kind of didn't need to be nerfed. The bleed damage didn't need to be nerfed. That's what I get it that it was a patch. I get that it was a bug fix. But at the same time, like, they didn't need to be nerfed. The Umbral, yeah, the Umbral was a bug, and so was, that one. They could have just kept the bleed, no one would have complained. I get that they wanted to make the game, more consistent, because Silent Heart was just dominating everything. But, yeah, now it's Gale who's dominating everything, and nothing's being done about that. It's not a bug, so they don't want to fix it, I guess. But they should really nerf Gale. Like, I'm a Gale user, but I think that deserves some nerfs. Like, it's not even a joke. Gale just needs to be nerfed. It's too broken. Now, instead of just completely gutting Gale in one go, because I think the Dilluvian, the time of Dilluvian should stay at around 16 to 17 minutes. I think that's a decent time to complete Dilluvian. I think we should Also, I love the fact that, every single new update, new patch that they release, apparently this gets fixed, us not being able to parry the golem things, but it never gets fixed, we can never parry them, so I'm just going to assume that it's meant to be this way. Because you can parry the golems. Like, no matter how hard you try, they just, you won't. Maybe you can parry one individually, but you will never fight one singular golem. Where, it matters to even use armor in the first place. Also, oh fuck, yeah, you can. I forgot. I have a really bad headache right now. I'm having an extremely hard time translating words. I mean, not translating, but fighting the name of the talent. You know, this that I just used, yeah, I just genuinely forgot the name. Let me go check. I just genuinely forgot it. It's Spine Cutter, yeah. You can Spine Cutter the really big mobs by hitting them with in their feet. In their little snuggly little feet. Just little feeders. You just hit them in the grippers, and there's that. They're done for. Also, one thing I would like to talk about, you know, just really briefly, that I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration. I'm talking about, you know, the whole removing monster armor and DVM thing. A lot of people think that would be good. Oh, just removing the DVM, I mean. That's what most are talking about. And many people think that that would solve all issues of build disparity, you know, PvP and PvE. I'm just gonna say it. If I gave a PvP build my Godroll kit, they would not be able to do Dilluvian. And if a PvP build gave me their Godroll kit, I would not be able to win against, you know, someone of equal skill than me, but just using a better build. And there's that. It's builds, okay? It's a bit sad that Deepwoken has come to this, but it really is, okay, equipment doesn't really matter as long as the build is designed to do what you're trying to do. If you're trying to PvP with a non-PvP build, you're not gonna have a good time. Like, if you're good at the game, sure, you probably won't, you know, you won't notice a difference, so please don't throw me into the ceiling. But, yeah. If I am, for example, using the Sweeping Spectre V2, and hypothetically speaking, fight against a Railblade Silent Heart on, you know, a Chime match 5 times in a row, this is a purely hypothetical, it didn't happen, and I'm not complaining about it. And, you know, it doesn't matter if I have, you know, 50 extra HP from a Godroll kit. I am not winning against that guy, you know, just doesn't matter how many rematches we do, unless I play better, you know, a lot better than him. Because the mantras I'm using are just not good for PvP. Same with one of the things with attunements this is most prevalent on is flame. You will never like hit a relentless flames ever. Like on PvP, you will never hit a relentless flames. So sure, you might have the little things that you spin around and throw. Completely forgotten the name. You know, once again, I have a really bad headache right now. I should really be playing, you know, a game that makes me mad. Just makes me mad. I really like this build. Like, I just genuinely like it. It's fun. It's skizzy. I don't have to think. This is probably the build that I will advertise as like, oh, you're trying to do Dilluvian for the first time, use this build. Because I'm not even using the correct, like, thing for it. Because you don't have to. Fuck. Like, you just don't have to use the correct belly for this build. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably a controversial thing, but I would much rather have Sacred Field or Crazy Slots on an M1 build than Payback. Yeah, this is my main, like, issue with M1 builds, is that you need to get close to things, and if you get close to them, well, you're gonna get sent away. Like, every single one of these attacks is just annoying. That's why I fucking hate Wave 40. Like, look, I'm spending more time in the air than on the ground. But yeah, it's really difficult to wipe, nevertheless, so I'm not really that worried. Especially since I have a really good, like, Flagrant Field. And I have since upgraded my kit a bit. I just... Bro. Thank you. Normally this wave isn't really that difficult since I just one-shot the... You know, the Enforcer at the beginning, but I wasn't really paying attention. That's where my character was. So it became much more difficult than it should have been, since the Enforcer just prevented me from existing. Now, the wave I hate most on this fucking game. It's also the wave that the only wave, in fact, that I've ever wiped one of my builds at. Like, ever since I became the Dilluvian. Like, before I did wipe a few builds in here and there. Especially a lot of M1 builds. Since wave 50 with M1 builds, with Silent Heart M1 builds, it's just a pain. Like, it's not fun to do. It should be illegal, in fact, to do, or try to do so. Just because Blinding Dawn is just a really good mantra. It's not even the damage, but the damage is really a big part. It's the fact that it has no requirements. Like, you just ask it, do you want to come on an adventure with me? And he says, yeah, sure. Let's go do a few Dilluvians. And then you go to Dilluvians and you have fun doing them, you know? You just spin around, you break dance. And even if it gets nerfed, even if Blinding Dawn damage gets nerfed, people are still gonna pick it, or at least I am, on, you know, every single one of my mage builds, just because of Radiant Dawn. You might be asking why? It's physically the only way to deal with humanoid waves. It's, like, just genuinely, the AI on this game is really good AI, don't get me wrong. It's too good, I'm gonna be honest. And it has too much posture, also. Like, you guys should just have been dead, you know? You should have just spawned dead. Why even bother fighting in the first place? That's why I also have Onslaught on this build, just due to my pure hatred of these waves. Just due to my sheer hatred. And the fact that they, you know, they perfectly stay out of range of every single one of your abilities. Because, you know, they know which one you're gonna use. And the fact that they can parry things that should just not be parryable. Like Taunt. They can parry Taunt. They can parry Providence Storms. They can parry a lot of things that make absolutely no sense. They can just parry them because they're hard-coded to, oh, if the attack is coming my way, I will, you know, I will change the fucking source code to be able to parry it. So basically, in these waves, you just suffer. You just suffer a lot, I'm gonna be honest. Especially since they have that one talent that removes all your speed effects, pretty sure. Or the one that makes you walk slower when you're walking backwards. Yeah, it's really annoying. Also, you might be wondering what kit I'm using. This is not that good of a kit, as you can see. The only god roll I have is this Pathfinder's Elite, the rest is pretty mid. Like, I got this in a few Dilluvians that I did, but the first time I used this build, and also the one I showed on my Discord server, I had really, really bad equipment. Like, these were 2 stars. I have since changed them, but they were 2 stars equipments. So it's really easy to do it with this build. I mean, any build really. But then again, people wipe on wave 25 on a lot of builds that they really should not be possible. Like, you shouldn't underestimate the incompetence of humanity. Fucking hate humanoid waves. Like, these guys just have too much HP. Like, just make like they feint, they parry fucking Spectre Path for some reason. It's the Spectre Path description says that they become unparryable when you're in wind step. They parry that thing all day. At this point, honestly, make them take fucking DVM damage. Please, for the love of God. How is this fun? How is me just waiting for cooldowns fun? Bro, just die. Like, if they decide to just parry things, you won't damage them. They're a really big run killer on one. Basically, they 90% of my runs, I just wave 45. Oh, I'm 3 minutes behind because one of the fucking angels decided that they didn't want to cooperate. Also, that, you know, got to wave 50, really good time. Oops, sorry, pal. That bone keeper is gala-tuned. Oh, I'm just sorry for that over there, partner. But that bone keeper righty there, that's gala-tuned. That's gonna take you, what, 2 minutes to kill? Really sorry about that, partner. So, if you could, just reset the wave right now. You don't even need the loot. Which was what I did, and I regret it. I thought to myself, surely Lelo Minturne will never use that many idols. I used to have over 200. I have 2. These are the only 2 idols I have to my name. You might think I'm proud of the statement I just did. I'm not. I really am not. It just brings back memories, you know, creating a little horde and M1ing things in the middle. It's what I used to do on my evil PvE build. It's evil because the PvE build, it kills you. But then the PvE build wiped, so yeah. It was killed by intelligence with 8 legs. Like, see? Sorry guys, the Bone Keeper is gonna be gala-tuned. Sorry. Sorry over here, righty guys. But that Bone Keeper right there is gonna have to be gala-tuned. I'm really sorry about this. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not good. But there you have it. It's how to use it. And I'm now going to go record the, you know, the other part. Yeah, have fun. Have fun with this build that's extremely easy to do with and relatively simple to, like, make, since it's an M1 build. You don't need to go out of your way to, like, oh, I have to go get Gale now, or so I'm gonna have less Gale at the end. No, you just use the, you know, just use the thing. Where's the thing? Yeah, you just use the weapon manual. They're really easy to prog. And this one is easy to prog at the end too, since, you know, I'm using Sacred Field. Now granted, I did put a, you know, a little thing in it, just put a little dust in it, a little Sinner's Ash, just a little sprinkle, a little something on top. But that's because I have over 70 of them and can. You don't necessarily have to, although it will make certain waves a bit easier, especially the waves where the mobs throw you around a lot. You know, having this thing follow you around will make them slightly easier, but you don't really need it. Well, like I always say, have a good day, have a good one, and Neo, you gotta leave the Matrix. Neo, you gotta leave the Matrix. You gotta leave the Matrix. Become ungovernable. Use M1 builds. Do not believe what the government tells you. The Sardine wants you to make Gale builds because he's weak. Look at my eyes. He's weak. Pathetic, I tell you. But we are strong. Strong like iron sink, like the Eldivers build. Another day, another Dilluvian. It just won't do itself, you know. You might be wondering, what is this? You said on the Discord. I lied. That's right, I'm on my evil arc now when I lie. I lie. Капсиня. Well, for race, I decided to go Ganymede since I didn't really have any other choice. But guys, I'm starting to run out of slots. There's really no much other explanation. Also, Ganymede has really cool drip, but I don't know how to use it. If I equip something and then just, you know, disable it, my character just says bald instead of using the really cool hat. So I put a little hat in mine. Murmur Arthur Bell. Sacred Field. This is a bit of controversial, you know. Hey, listen, we gotta tackle controversial topics sometimes. Payback is not that good on M1 builds, just due to the fact that how you proc Payback is not how you want to play an M1 build. Yeah, that's basically it. Oath Dawnwalker, yeah, you know the drill. You know the drill. Where you get this one, the Ignition Deep Delver, and the Origin, you should religiously use Deep Bound. You should really religiously use that one. And 100 Fortitude, 100 Willpower, and 45 Intelligence. You know, they're stats. I'm gonna skip over them now since they are boring. Let me just put on these since I'm a little silly bastard, and I might have forgotten. Ignore me. If this is not the one, it's steadfast and it's... Yeah. It might be this one. Let's skip straight to mantras since, you know of my opinion of going over every single talent. And there's 68 of them on this build. God, there's a lot. Taunt, 25 charisma, you might as well go taunt, it's free. Free damage. Reinforce, also free damage and free damage resistance. And if you do duo, it's 10% damage. I watched that one guy's video like every single other person. And these mantras, Kick and Blinding Dawn, it's free from Dawnwalker. And Onslaught is actually only here for the humanoid waves. Also for, bit of self-defense, Onslaught is decent at PvP, I think so. Never tested it, will never test it. So yeah, take what I say to PvP with a grain of salt. But yeah, it's only really here for the humanoid waves since they can't parry it for some reason. And they should remain this way. And Rapid Punches, this one is just a free mantra slot. I like Rapid Punches since it's one of the best ways to proc charm on enemies. So yeah, I have this one. For weapons, we have them here. You have them here. Let me go over here. Weapon of choices. We have a Wild Heaven Spear or a Wild Enforcer's Axe. You might be wondering, well, why no Astral? Because Astral is bad on the Dilluvian. You might be thinking, how can it be bad on Dilluvian? Well, it just is. I don't really have to explain it. And Wild is just stupidly good. You switch to Detonation, an Enforcer's Axe, or a Palebriar on the humanoid waves. Why Palebriar? Because it has a really fast swing speed, so it procs Detonation much faster than something like an Heaven Spear. Let's go. It works with all races, or at least I think so. I didn't bother to test, but you should. Stat order, it's 45 intelligence, 50 willpower, 50 fortitude, 90 fortitude, 100 willpower, 100 fortitude, 1 strength, 1 heavy, 1 sharp, 1 agility. And each shrine, you go to 30 strength, then 25 agility, 25 charisma, and then, at the end, heavy weapon. For Bell, corrupt payback, that one guy from the Smiling Friends. But Sacred Field, you know, it feels better on M1 builds. It feels better. You catch me? It feels better. You know, this you can just put Blast on every single one of them, since you won't be really using that much mantras. But, yeah, Rapid Punches, I have Bloodless, you can just put any gem. And there's Stunned, there's Reinforce, and there's the fucking stat order. There's the fucking stat order, I'm gonna put it here. Read. I'm sorry, yeah, that was my alter ego, Evil Sardine speaking. Well, silly me. I'm gonna leave you with the end screen now. Bye-bye.